Welcome to another Pokemon Scarlet and Violet Wi-Fi battle. It is your boy Daddymac. We are up against your boy Monarch. This is Wi-Fi battle number 2 against Monarch. Monarch is also somebody who does videos. They record Wi-Fi battles. Check out his channel. The link is in the description down below. Make sure you leave a like, subscribe for more Pokemon Scarlet and Violet Wi-Fi battles. We do have a playlist going on in the description or even in my channel. You guys can definitely check that out. And yeah, we got a playlist so you can catch up to all of the Wi-Fi battles up to this point. We got a brand new Wi-Fi battle, a brand new team for this battle as well, built around your boy Iron Crown, who I absolutely love. And I always forget to check. I want to make sure that I'm not bringing a banned Pokemon. We are playing Coliseum rules. This means 6 versus 6 battles. You are not banned, which is perfect. Yup. Okay. Yeah, we feel pretty good. Meowscarada is something that we got to be careful of, especially if it's scarfed or whatever. We're gonna start Ambipom. No. I think what we should do is start your boy Gliscor, because we got the rocks to come with it. We got 5, 4, 3. We made it. My intros always take such a long time, and I definitely apologize about that. I can't even talk. Look at Monarch. He's looking like a goat, like a true goat. All right, Monarch sends out Meowscarada. That's actually not too bad for us. We got the Gliscor to come along with that. Now, I am a little bit scared of a knockoff, so I am going to protect to start things off. I do not want to take a knockoff to the face, so yeah, we're not going to deal with any of that. There's the knockoff. We read people like books every once in a while, because that's what we do best. All right. Yeah, my opponent is probably running Scarf. They're probably doing something here, and I'm not too scared of it. Not very effective, are you? You're still Grass Dark. Okay, interesting. All right. We can definitely U-turn, and we can probably take a Meowscarada for free. Stealth Rock might be pretty crucial. The only thing is that Avalugg and the gosh darn Glimmora can be a little bit of a trouble there. So my opponent does decide to U-turn, and I'm actually A-okay with that. Meowscarada is Life Orb, and it is not Protean, which is something we should take note of. All right, so my opponent is going to switch out. I don't know what they're going to plan to switch out to. Probably Avalugg, if I had to guess. But I think this is a perfect opportunity for us to U-turn. Mismagius, I don't mind that either, to be honest. If you guys have not noticed, this is a Wi-Fi battle where we do not include Corviknight. This is a team that does not include Corviknight, which actually hasn't happened in a very long time. I'm gonna go Samurott because we are Choice Scarf. I should be able to outspeed this Mismagius. What do you got for me? Leftovers. Okay. We can totally knock off here. We can Ceaseless Edge as well, and I think I'm leaning towards that. No, I think, well, we are Sharpness Samurott, but I think a knockoff is kind of crucial, especially if my opponent decides to switch out. So we're just gonna go ahead and do it. I'm simply gonna go ahead and knock this thing off. And we're gonna go from there. I'll go over the team composition in just a moment, but can we give kudos to Monarch? Throughout these 2 Wi-Fi battles, he's brought some Pokemon that are really, that we haven't featured in the channel. Like Mismagius, I don't think we've come across a Mismagius in the channel. If we have, it was probably one. We definitely have not come across a regular Avalugg. I know we've come across a Hisui Avalugg. We haven't come across a Blissey on this generation yet. Meowscarada we've come across a couple times. Trying to remember what else he had. Hippowdon is a Pokemon that we haven't had featured on the channel either, which is actually kind of cool. So kudos, Monarch. Your teams are spectacular, my friend. Rocky Helmet damage, which is actually, that's fine. That's fine. We can afford to take that. Unfortunately, we do get buffed by the Sandstorm, but this is actually a good opportunity for us to go into the Gliscor once again. All right, before I do that, we're going to go over the team. This is a Samurott. This is Sharpness Samurott with Flip Turn, Razor Shell, Knockoff, and Ceaseless Edge. We do have the Choice Scarf, and it's actually perfect that he's switched Mismagius out because he doesn't know that we're Scarf. We got the Typhlosion. This is a Choice Spec Typhlosion. I absolutely love the Choice Spec Typhlosion. We got Ambipom. We featured Ambipom once, if I'm not mistaken. This one has got the fake out with the heavy duty boots. We got the Mo. This thing has got the protected pads, and the reason behind that is because it is a physical attacker. I don't want to run into a Rocky Helmet Pokemon. Then we got the Glasgow, which we saw. This is the defensive Glasgow, and then we got the Iron Crown, who is assault vested. I'm simply going to go into the Glasgow here. Hippowdon can probably go for the Yawn. My Glasgow already has a status inflicted, which is the poison, so that's totally cool by me. And I was going to say Stealth Rock is another attack that these things typically bring. I don't know what the fourth move is. Let's look at Hippowdon's move pool real quick and kind of get an idea of what moves this thing might bring. So it might bring Whirlwind onto the table. Slack Off, I forgot these things carry Slack Off. I'm actually gonna go ahead and Stealth Rock myself, considering that just going over our previous Wi-Fi battle, my opponent switches out a ton. I think the Stealth Rocks are going to be pretty crucial. So mid-game Stealth Rocks here, I think this could be pretty crucial. We can eventually, I don't know, terrestrialize or come into the Typhlosion in the event Glimmora wants to go for the Mortal Spin or even Avalugg. So we got options. We got a lot of options. I don't think this thing can do too much to us, and that's evident by the withdrawal. So my opponent is going to swap out, goes into the Mismagius, and I'm simply going to go ahead and hit this thing with a Stealth Rock. Mismagius is not a Pokemon that scares me, to be completely honest. With that being said and done, though, I actually just realized that Samurott does not have the right Terra Shards. It's not the right Terra type. Same thing goes with the Typhlosion. Typhlosion should be Fire Terra, which is actually perfect. Samurott should be Terra Dark, and Iron Crown should not be Terra Steel. So yeah, we got to be very mindful of our Terra types here. Ambipom is purposely a Terra Normal because we got the Fake Out and stuff like that. So yeah, got things to go over here. Samurott is actually a good swap in for this. We actually might want to be mindful of a Thunder Wave. Let's see what we got. I'm gonna go ahead and protect here. Thunder Wave is a real thing on Mismagius. The substitute comes out. Interesting. Mismagius gets buffed, it doesn't matter. Oh, it does matter. Okay, but it doesn't matter because it's got the leftovers. So yeah, that truly didn't matter. I'm simply gonna go ahead and Earthquake here. I don't know what this thing wants to do to us quite yet. Hex, that makes sense. That's actually kind of huge. That did a little too much damage even for me. And it's got Levitate. I'm so silly. Gosh, that's a bummer for us. That's a big bummer. I forgot Mismagius had the Levitate. So that's definitely a shame on me. I'm gonna protect just to get a little bit of leftovers recovery, or poison healed recovery, I meant to say. We're gonna do that. Hex is a thing, obviously. Substitute. I don't know what else. I really want to say that this thing has got like a Thunder Wave or something like that. It's very interesting. I don't think I've come across a substitute set. Nasty Plot could be a real thing as well. Behind the substitute, that could be pretty lethal. I'm gonna Ambipom here. I'm gonna take a moment to Ambipom because my opponent showed that they're gonna go for a Hex. And then if I'm not mistaken, this thing's other attack might be like either Draining Kiss or Mystical Fire. I don't know. We're gonna find out though. What I can do here is actually, I can take a moment to Triple Axle. And this might do a little bit of damage to this thing. So we're gonna go ahead and try to do. Let's hit it with the Triple Axle. Let's see how much damage this does. We wanna break the substitute. Go away, substitute. There you go. Can we get the 3? That did nothing to the substitute? Come on, you gotta, there you go. Give me a third, give me a third, give me a third, give me a third. There you go. That did some pretty decent damage. I like that damage. All right, Will-O-Wisp, that's perfectly fine. I'm cool with that. Ambipom doesn't like to take Will-O-Wisp, but considering the circumstances, I would much rather have Ambipom take a Will-O-Wisp than somebody like Samurott or something like that. So yeah, we're gonna take a little bit of burn damage here, and our attack is definitely cut in half, which is a bummer. But I'm gonna take this as an opportunity to just swap, not swap, but swap attacks and knock off here. So that's what we're gonna go ahead and do and see what happens. Withdraws Mismagius. I don't know if my opponent believes that I'm like Scarf or Bandit or something like that. I have no clue. But Avalugg is gonna come out. Probably Rocky Helmet too. There you go. Look at this, heavy duty boots. That's actually not bad. That is definitely not bad. Stealth Rock might, or not Stealth Rock, Rapid Spin might come out. So I'm gonna go into the Typhlosion right now. And an Eruption, if I can get an Eruption off, that would be huge. As a matter of fact, Typhlosion is the perfect swap for it because we resist the ice. We are immune to the body press. Earthquake! I did not expect an earthquake from this thing. Wow. Wow, that was very humbling. Very humbling. Okay. What I can do here is go into the Kamo, Linger his Soul, and do stuff like that. Also Iron Crown. I just realized I don't got any Rapid Spinners on this team. I'm trying to think what he had in the background, but I think Iron Crown is a good swap. No Iron Crown, we're fully invested in speed and special attack. And I think I'm simply gonna attack Young Carry. Let's try it. Let's see what happens. I don't got water, and I need some water. Commentating is honestly sometimes a little bit of a lot. All right, Blissey comes out. That's a perfect swap for my opponent, not even going to lie. Soft boiled can be a thing, Seismic Toss as well. And that does absolutely nothing. It takes it. Takes it like the champ that it is. I don't really have anything that wants to take Seismic Toss from this thing. Bulky teams. Actually, here's a fun fact. I don't have an official metric for this or a stat, but I know for sure that I struggle against teams that are bulky. Bulky teams are my Achilles heel. I kind of want to knock off. I can also triple axle. Let's see what triple axle does. My opponent's probably not afraid of a triple axle, and that's perfectly fine. I knew he was gonna swap. Here comes the Avalugg. I'm gonna take this like a big champ too. Because the triple axle does absolutely nothing. Can we get at least 3? Can we get 3? No, we got 1. That's fine. That's fine. We don't. That's what happens sometimes. Okay. I'm slower than my opponent. I'm much slower than my opponent. Ambit Palm is kind of useless, but Avalugg is a problem. Miss Magus is in the back too. Maybe this is a good time to go into the Kamo. I'm gonna go Iron Crown. It's not time to go into the Kamo yet. And the reason behind that is because obviously this thing can take a lot of physical attacks. There's a Rapid Spin, just like we figured would happen later on. I really wish I had Typhlosion right now. We can Tachyon Cutter. I don't think it's worth it. My opponent might swap back into the Blissey, and I think I'm gonna decide to just Psychic Noise here, just in case he wants to go into the Blissey. Let's see what happens. If you want to go into the Blissey, you totally can. I'm gonna Psychic Noise. That way we just stop the recovery on this thing because it's so dang bulky. Go ahead and do this. We're gonna go ahead and do that, and then I'm gonna go ahead and Focus Blast here. We're gonna whittle this thing down just a little bit. We miss. That's what happens in this channel, ladies and gentlemen. What? What did I miss? I didn't mean to click Psychic Noise. I really did not mean to do that. Is it the protective pets? I didn't pay attention to see if this thing has the leftovers. But clearly that's a problem. We can eventually go into the Kamo and get rid of this thing. I think Kamo eventually is going to be a really good swap. I'm faster. I'm going to Volt Switch. Get a little bit of chip damage out to this thing. Just a little bit. I'm very scared of a seismic toss, so I'm very hesitant on going for Komodo here. But I am gonna go into the Gliscor. Man, very well thought out battles between Monarch and myself. There's a calm mind again. To be completely honest, I really want to just take an opportunity to stealth rock again because the Avalugg is gonna drive me crazy. Stealth rock. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Why not? Why not? We actually need the stealth rock, considering my opponent's bulk. Is the flamethrower? We don't really care about that too much. Not too crazy. I'm simply going to Earthquake here. You want to take Gliscor down? I am actually okay with that. I'll mind again. You're probably gonna soft boiled next. Soft boiled is actually not that bad of an attack right now for you. So I'm gonna U-turn. Give me a crit on this Blissey, guys. We are overdue for a crit, especially after Jeezy's battle. So I can totally Ceaseless edge here. But I think Komodo is the right play. I know my opponent's got the flamethrower. We do resist that. They might have seismic toss or something like that. But I think that Komodo is the right play here. I think we can Clanger his soul and we can just hit this thing with close combat. Let's see how much damage this is gonna do. Let's hit it. Let's hit it. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Let's learn together. Let's get humbled. We get humbled a lot here. This is what the channel brings. I think Komodo would be really good if we can get a sweep going right now. I was hoping my opponent would soft build, which they did go ahead and do that. Blissey, though very bulky, cannot take a fighting type attack. What is this? What's your Terra type? Ghost? Gotta be Ghost. There you go. That's a little annoying, but that does leave the door open for Samurott. Now, I kind of regret going for the Clanger Assault, to be honest. You thought you got me. Here's the Shadow Ball. Oh, we gotta take this, right? You have to be able to take this. Oh my gosh, that did a little, and you get the special defense drop. I think we outrage though. It's stab. We're gonna outrage. We gotta do some damage to this Blissey. Okay, let's see how bulky you really are. You're bulky. Okay, that's actually kind of good though. I am very glad that my opponent was able to take that because I'm gonna go out into the Samurott, and though my team is slowly getting whittled down, this gives me an opportunity to Ceaseless edge and set up, you know, spikes and all that stuff. Blissey, if they swap, I think it'll go down to Stealth Rock and spikes. So unless you go into Glamora, then I think we're okay. Glamora is still a problem. You withdraw Blissey, that's actually perfect for you. Here comes the Avalugg. I don't mind that too much because Ceaseless Edge should be able to do the trick here. No! Wow, I forgot how bulky Avalugg is. The first time I used Avalugg personally was back in Pokemon X and Y. This thing, I'm telling you, could be a menace defensively. And then pair that with Avalanche, and then it's got Recover. Line it up. Line it up. All right. Glimora might come out, and this is where I wish I was Terra Ghost, not even gonna lie. Not gonna lie, I wish I was Terra Ghost here. I don't think a Ceaseless Edge is gonna knock out. We can not terrestrialize, actually. I'm gonna continue to Ceaseless Edge. You wanna go ahead and hit me with that? Do not. Why do we keep missing attacks? That is so annoying, guys. Literally, when I need attacks to land the most, that's when we always miss. That is so annoying, fam. That is the most annoying thing ever. My opponent is probably gonna let the timer run out. That's a bummer. That's the worst thing that could have happened to us too. We're gonna find out. This would not have knocked out anyways. A second one definitely would have though. Upon the switch in? Well, actually not upon the switch in, but you know what I'm trying to say. Bulky team. Such a bulky team. That miss mattered, guys. And I think that's what's gonna let this go to the timer. I'm pretty sure that we could have won this battle too. Like his defensive core is starting to dwindle down. Avalok just went down. Blissey would have gone down. Clearly Glamora would have gone down if we had landed that. And then Hippowdon would have gone down eventually too with the Pokemon I got in the back. Yeah, another draw in my books. They're gonna switch out. I was just messaging him back because he forgot to hit the record button. Powden comes out. I'm serious. We could have totally knocked this team out. If it weren't for that miss, that would have been crucial. That would have been crucial. So see Somarat with the Choice Scarf. And I'm just gonna let this run out because it doesn't even matter at this point. But man. A Ceaseless Edge. Wait, I'm not level 1. Level 50. Why isn't it? That's good. Okay. Ceaseless Edge, 50 to 59%. I'm assuming this thing was full bulk too. Let's assume it's full bulk. 252, 252 here. A Ceaseless Edge would have been close to knocking out. So that miss definitely mattered. And honestly, it would have made the battle a lot smoother for us. My guys, I am so annoyed. We miss a crucial Focus Blast, and then we miss a crucial Ceaseless Edge. So annoying. That's Pokemon for you, though. It's your boy, Daddymac. If you enjoyed, leave a like, subscribe, do all that jazz. I'll see you guys on the next one.